Hi Alison, sorry I didn't know I'd asked you to come to my house. Forgive me.
Yeah, that's okay, don't worry. It's 11 o'clock.
Right, I'm at the office, about to go over to the court.
Oh, okay. Should I just go back to the office then, I assume?
I'll leave the key for you in the office.
Okay, great, perfect. I'll pick it up from there. No worries then.
Okay.
Have a good day.
All right. Cheers, Alison.
Are you
Thanks.
going to be in the office as well?
No, no, I'm not. Probably. I think I'm going to go. It depends on how the whole thing turns out.
Oh, okay. Okay, no worries.
So.
Just let me know if I can do anything.
Okay. Thanks.
Yeah.
All right. I'll leave the keys by your desk.
Thank you so much.
Cheers, Alison. Bye. Bye. Here we go. This is our day of. When did this start? October 2020. My hands are shaking. October 2020, 2021, 2022, 2023, 3 and a bit years of this stuff. So we'll see whether it ends today. Fingers crossed, eh? Coffee, just when you're, what you need when you're a bit,
Is it?
do you think that's what I need? When you're feeling a bit jumpy. Result. Weirdly, I prejudice my own case by saying that it's fine for people to hold the opinion that someone is a racist. I think that's fine because, there's a legal argument as to whether it's an honestly held opinion, which is one of the intricacies of the case because the two of them claim never to have read what I was referring to from Sainsbury's. So they said, I don't know why that helps their defence in any way, or whether it does indeed help their defence at all. But I prejudiced my own case by saying that I thought it was okay for people to hold that opinion. But the fact bit, they're calling someone a racist and saying anyone who hires that person does so in the knowledge they're unequivocally, unashamedly and publicly racist. That's like the truth, that's a fact. And it's not right or fair because it ends people's lives and careers. And we should actually work out whether, if I win, whatever it is, then it has to be used as a springboard to create more discussion in this country because look at what happens when everyone gets shut up. It's terrible policy decisions, people's lives are ruined, people are scared to speak, and speaking is important for everybody, so it's not just about me. And, I lost my career, and she gloated about it in her messages to her partner and stuff like that, gloating about, they were enjoying it. And that, I think that's a sort of cruelty that we don't want in this world at all. You can be upset with someone, disagree with them, but shutting them down and calling them racist, you just destroy their name, which was the exact idea behind the whole scam anyway. And I think they thought that there would be a man down who wouldn't fight back. But as you may have noticed by now, I do fight back because this stuff matters to me, matters to my kids. I don't want them being discriminated against. And we do need a world where we don't just divide people down the lines of skin colour. It's like if you're black, you're somehow... They're racists. The whole diversity, equity and inclusion thing is massive racism, just calling itself something else. Anti-racism. Just take the anti out the front of it and it's what it is. Post-judgment speech. 1, lost. I don't know. I think you've got to plan for the worst. This world has an uncanny habit of being cruel, doesn't it? The world has a very uncanny habit of not being fair. But look at the hair. Look at the frizz.
It's not fair.
The hair looks good today. What? Yeah, she got lovely hair. That's not good. Shaky hands is not good. So for those of you who don't know why this is an important day for me, and actually more importantly, an important day for you, weirdly, and all good battles are battles that you don't fight just for yourself, you fight for other people as well. And the right to express yourself freely is, you know, it's the only indicator of a democracy. If you don't have free speech, you don't have democracy. Anyway, so in October 2020, Sainsbury's, in all their wisdom and wokery and ESG point desire scoring, tweeted that in light of George Floyd's death, they'd created safe spaces for their black employees, which to me, and probably to anyone who's got half a brain and who hasn't been succumbed to the mind virus that is wokery, smacks of segregation, which is what the civil rights movement was about getting rid of. And people were punched and kicked as they walked over the bridge in Selma. Martin Luther King spoke of content of character, not colour of skin. So the idea that Sainsbury's would have tweeted that, so they're creating safe spaces for their black employees, implies what? That they're in danger? That they're being discriminated against by Sainsbury's? But anyway, whatever it was proto-segregationism in my book, which is wokery. It is. The anti-racist movement is just racism with the word anti put in front of it. And I said this, something along the lines of, I won't be shopping in your shop again while you practice segregation. To which three people replied, you're a racist. One of them, a former actress, Nicola Thorpe, now a heavily promoted. Interestingly, all of the people got hugely promoted once they'd destroyed my life and mocked and laughed at the fact that I wasn't going to be able to afford to raise my children anymore, and ending overnight a 22-year acting career. They were thrilled about it because it was the right thing to do, you see. It was their way of virtue signaling. Anyway, let's not get bitter. Let's get back to the point. So I said, okay, well, if you're going to call me a racist without any evidence, I'm going to call you a paedophile without any evidence, as a rhetorical device to prove how pointless it is to shut the debate up by calling anyone you don't like or disagree with a racist. They then decided to sue me. And I, throughout the entire process, said, why don't we just release a statement that we all condemn racism? We don't like racism of any kind. No. We went to court in November, on November the 20th, 3.5 years later. And we had an 8-day hearing where all of this stuff was examined, and there were some pretty interesting bits of which I'm actually sitting down and going through the bits to work out what an interesting play or drama it would make, actually, because courtroom transcripts are very interesting. That's why there are a lot of courtroom dramas. Anyway, today's day we find out whether it's or and either way, it's sort of a loss, because it's my life as I knew it is over, and I'm still very, very sad about that. But I need my good name back, because that's all you have in your life, and yeah, we have to decide whether we want to live in a country where that sort of thing is rewarded, whether that behaviour is rewarded, to turn around and attack someone because they hold different political beliefs to you and ruin their career because they have different politics to you. You would have thought that art would thrive with a plurality of views rather than a monocultural, woke drip soup of crap, all dressed up as inclusion and diversity, which just means not people who think like I do or look like I do, which in the olden days they used to call racism. And the only acceptable form of racism nowadays is against straight white men, which is why you've got all the trans stuff, because what does a straight white man do with all that privilege? He has to become a girl, a trans woman. And that's where the intersectional hierarchy and ladder works. So we'll find out today what the answer is. They're being very protective of the judgment, so only I am allowed to go and see it at midday, which is in 29 minutes time. So you'll see what my face looks like after that. And then at 4 o'clock I will go and say something outside the court. and that will be that. And hopefully, at least the end of something, unless I have to appeal it if it's wrong. But we'll see. You're not allowed to smoke in the office. In my office, no one smokes in my office. It's wrong. Not going left ever. Whoosh, whoosh. Hello, mate. Henderson Chambers, Temple. Henderson Chambers. Hey, hey, hey. Here we go.
Here we go.
19 minutes. The body language. I can't bear the thought of seeing their body language as I walk into the room. Do you know what I mean?
Who's going to be in there?
Just counsel, me, and Rory, solicitor, and Anne Harriet, who's his number 2. So, yeah, that'll be in there. And then I'll sort of come out, I'll be WhatsApping you, and we can go and get some lunch, because I have a feeling today is going to be quite
A long one.
a long one. Yeah.
Show me your winning smile. You need to practice it. You need to practice it.
Yeah,
Keep
I really got
practicing
a good one when you smile. It's not forced at all. Thank you for keeping my life up for 4 years. Thank you so much. Thank you for. Well, you know, they didn't kill me, which is good, did they? They didn't succeed. I think their plan was to kick a man when he was down, properly kick a man when he was down. Get, you know, all the jokes in the courtroom of we'll get him to donate $5,000 to Black Lives Matter so I could buy, I don't know, a new fridge for the founder of Black Lives Matter, do you think? One of those nice American-style fridges for her Topanga Canyon mansion. So they weren't in any way distressed or harmed. It was a joke to them. It's amazing how destroying someone's life can be just a joke to somebody.
It's disgusting. The joke of the whole thing is that they called you a racist. You stood up for yourself and gave your opinion back, which was satire, let's face it. And then they have the audacity to take you to court when they started it.
And then
It's like a bully coming up to you, punching you in the face, you punch them back. Well, I'm taking you to court because you punched me. Who punched you first?
Yeah, exactly.
Like-
They started it, boss.
So, yes.
Did you get Middle Temple Lane?
You can tell him.
So hopefully you will prevail and beat the bullies.
Yeah, well, someone's got to stand up to the bastards.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Excellent. Driver, it's Middle Temple Lane.
Temple Lane you want?
Middle
Middle Temple Lane, okay.
Yeah, that'd be great, thank you. Cool.
It used to be called, no, that's not the Aldwych, that used to be called the Strand Theatre, it's now called the Novello. And I didn't realise how big it was. So I'd gone from drama school onto 1,200 people. And I was like, oh fuck.
What was the pub?
Mrs. Warren's Profession, can't remember his name. But yeah, I was very nervous, I seem to remember. But it got that one away once I discovered beer pre-performance. Swift pint, and on you go. Like the good old days. There it is.
There it is.
8 gloriously happy days, having your life picked apart in front of you. I mean, I do appreciate it is their job, is to find the worst possible take on everything you say, but still, I wouldn't put it down as on my bucket list of things I want to do again anytime soon. Do you know what I mean? More's the pity on that front.
Would you like for a sec?
I'm all right, actually, thanks.
So I've been through all the city.
Which one is Henderson Chambers? We'll find out.
Good luck. You don't
Thank
need
you.
it. Love you.
Love you too. Hello. How's your toe? It's not too bad. Painkillers.
How are you?
Hi, darling. Good. You?
Good.
Keep smiling. So he's just gone in, and I believe that as soon as he knows, he's going to text or come out and be like, but he's going to be like that. No, but he will today. Yeah, so, and then at 3 p.m. it obviously goes public. So, and then I believe that we're going to the court, stand outside the court for him to do his speech. So, it's going to be a win.
So what are we going to do? So
We lost.
so you're going to...
She won't define the meaning of the word racist. So today, the judge in the High Court, High Court, has ruled that I didn't suffer any serious harm through the allegations of racism made against me. Which is strange because at the same time she also declined to define the meaning of the word racist. So I'm at a slight loss to understand how you can be defamed while not defining what you're being defamed for. Anyway, look, I didn't bring this legal action against people. I bought this because we all know what the meaning of the word racist means in this country. Everyone does. And I've asked 5 times now. And I asked in 2020, I asked for a jury because I think the best way of defining the meaning of, you know, how someone is and what the perception in the court of public opinion, which is actually more important in many ways as this court is proving, is somebody a racist? Ask a jury, be tried by a jury of your peers. But we've ended up with a judge who has sat there and has said, I'm not going to define the meaning of the word racist. So how can you enter into a defamation trial without knowing what it is you're being defamed at? So essentially what we got after, you know, several million quid is a nothing burger again. And it means that we're going to have to go back to court to appeal to get a meaning of this word. What is a racist? Every single person in this country knows what a racist is, except the people that dominate every single national institution that we have and every single organisation which has got anything to do with educating our children and everything else. This racism term is used just as a point of disagreement and a point of, I don't like you, therefore you're a racist. But this is a great and wonderful country, and I admire and I respect this country, and I fight for it, and I fight for my children, and I fight for everybody else out there who doesn't have my platform, who gets called these vicious slurs, and I just want a definition of the word. That's what I want. I want you to tell me what a racist is, because I've read the Oxford English Dictionary about it, and it says discriminating against someone on the grounds of race or ethnicity. And how a high court in this land cannot tell me what that means and therefore not decide whether I've suffered any serious harm or not, I'll put it to you. Let me ask you the question. I was acting for 22 years, very successfully, and my most successful job was my very last one. Before I pointed out something that upset me about the way that Sainsbury's were behaving towards their black employees, which I thought was discriminatory and racist. Yes, Sainsbury's, I think you are racist. You're a racist supermarket. And I asked to just find out what that word means. So here we are, sat, 2 million bloody quid in, and we're now going to have to go to another court to say, can you tell me what a racist is? And it shouldn't be this way. We don't want to live in a country that rewards people for saying the most outrageously horrible things to other people, and we reward them. Every single person who stood against me in this trial has been promoted. Every single one has gone up in the world. They've been promoted because they've displayed the appropriate language around this issue. And I, just for asking the question as to whether to create safe spaces for black people in Sainsbury's was discriminatory and proto-segregationist, I was called a racist. So I'd love to come here today and say, we have an answer. We don't. What we've got is another £1 million that we're going to have to spend to find out the meaning of a word that every single human being in this country knows the meaning of. And, you know, there we are. I don't really know what else to add. I'm happy to answer any questions if anyone's got any.
Mr. Fox, BBC News, what about the finding against you? Are you sorry at all to the people who the judge said you defamed?
In terms of calling them paedophiles? Well, what I said to them was a rhetorical device. I was called a baseless allegation which had absolutely nothing to do with, I'm not a racist, so I responded to that. And I responded with an equally outlandish and inaccurate allegation. So it's a rhetorical device.
So, but are you sorry? I understand what you're saying.
Well, if
regret it?
If you read the court transcripts, I apologise to each of them individually in court, yeah. So you'll see that in the transcript, yeah.
Mr. Fox, just asked PA, would you say you've learned anything over the course of this litigation?
Yeah, I've learned that the English sentence structure is a really important thing. So to say to somebody, anyone who this is someone in my own business, anyone who hires Laurence Fox does so in the knowledge he's unequivocally, unashamedly and publicly a racist, it's like, to me, that comes across as a statement of truth, of fact. It's not an opinion. It's like he is a racist as defined by these terms. So I came to court and I said, what is a racist and where am I racist? And it's not only can they not define the meaning of the word racist, they can't even tell me whether I've suffered any harm from being called one. So it's not the best day for those of us who want to have a decent, honest and open debate.
So how are you feeling?
I feel like, I feel okay. The truth is the truth, right? So it doesn't matter. I feel okay and I feel happy. That we're now in the process. As I've said previously, I really, really love the British legal system. I have huge faith in our country. I know that everybody around our country also has faith in our country. And part of the process of the legal thing is to go, okay, well, I will appeal again. I appealed against Nicola Thorpe and won, and I will appeal against this and win. And it's just another several months of, perhaps we should all be asking ourselves as a country, do we know what the meaning of the word racist is? And if we do, shall we call it out when we see it instead of inventing false versions of it to satisfy other people? So that's where I'm at. Any other questions?
Just one last one, sir. Thank you for your patience in answering the question. Are you advised legally that you have any grounds for appeal? I appreciate you don't like the ruling and there is no definition of
It's not a question of not liking the appealing. I'm just like, oh God, now we've got to do the whole thing again.
But is there a legal basis in what I'm asking?
Oh yes, there's a very, very strong legal basis to appeal. The ruling itself sort of comes across like there was no point in having a trial. And by the way, we all as taxpayers paid for my trial. We paid for a trial for me to sit there and have 2.5 days of people going, this is why you're a racist, this is why you're a racist. And I kept saying to people, well, what is a racist? And no one can yet define them. I've just told you at the beginning of the interview, it's discriminating against someone based on their ethnicity or skin colour. It's about discriminating against someone on immutable characteristics. That's what racism is. And this country is absolutely the paradigm of modern racism in the form of anti-racism, which is to turn around and call for diversity, equity and inclusion, which is the diversity of some ahead of others. And we're heading down a very, very dangerous path. And me being me, and you know, I don't have much left to lose in this world, I will be appealing this. Well, I'm seriously considering appealing it. We'll see how I feel tomorrow. But yeah, I'm not disappointed or anything. I'm just like, it's a nothing burger. Can someone please define the meaning of the word racist? You're paid by the taxpayer, and you're one of the highest courts in the land. So we go back to square one. And also, sorry, final point, I asked for a jury. That's how you do this stuff. And I read that there was a jury decision made the other day where it was a majority jury. The whole point of having 12 of your peers try you is that one of those people could be right or could be wrong. That was the point. And now we're getting majority decisions. I don't think it can be left to judges to define the meaning of words. It's left to us, the people, and the power should be with the people. The power should not be with these people who have cost many millions of pounds just to get to the same answer again, which is I don't know the meaning of the word racism. It's silly. We all know what racism means. Lots of love. Have a good time. Riddle me this. How can you have suffered no serious harm for the allegation of racism when the word racism is not defined? That's not good. That means every single person in this country is now a racist. Well done, guys. Thanks, judicial system. I'm off for a pint. Fucking hell.